I'm out first thing, first light, New Year's Day. It's been a bit of a ritual for me for the last few years. Just trying to start my new year in a perfect way. Down on the beach, catch fish, what I love to do. A little bit dusty, you know, New Year celebrations. Having said that, since having a kid, my New Year's are a lot more tamer than used to be. I'm out here just going between a couple of different rods, so I'm trying the new 14 gram Buckabou, something new, something bit of fun for the start of the year. So I'm just using it on the light gear. I'm using my 8'6", 2 to 5 kilo rod, so it's sort of like your bream flatty rod, but a little bit longer, which is perfect to be able to get those long casts. And the 14 gram lure means you can cast it just as far as cast out your sort of, 15-20 gram twisties and whatnot. First time using it down here, so I'm just going for a range of retrieves, and I've got my other rod which is set up with, I guess, the go-to lure that I was using for Tailor last year, which is the CID Sprat. I probably caught more Tailor on this lure than any other, so I thought when I caught one fish with that, I would change over the Buckabou and then change back and forth just to give it a bit of a comparison. And I'm using that on my classic setup, which is a 5000 Nasky with the 20-pound braid and leader, and a 9'2" Veritas tournament, which is, I think it's a 6 to 8 kilo rod. Almost scared me and nearly dropped the reel. Finally got a fish. It'd been out here for a while, probably about, 45 minutes to an hour, just casting and casting. Usually it's first light where I have the most luck with Tailor, but sometimes they sort of like fire up once the sun comes over the top of those dunes and covers the water. That sort of initial 10-15 minutes of that can be a really hot bite. First one on the board. Tailor was schooling fish, so I really wanted to run and grab the other rod, test out those Buckabous and see how they went. So quickly grabbed the other rod, sprinted back, went for a cast. Didn't take long at all. So this is on a 2500 reel. I've got 8-pound braid on here as well, so just got to be a little bit careful. I'm still trying to work out how much drag I need to put on. There's a little bit of structure around, but because of the swell and current, it will still take a little bit more of a line than usual.
Beautiful.
Gotta love it when it all comes together. They're a great little bait imitation. So I went back out there, just worked for a range of different retrieves. As the lure was coming in close to my feet, I was watching how the lure looked as well. Now the sun's up, I've got my polarized on here so I can sort of see how the lure moves in the water as it gets closer as well. So I'm just retrieving in fairly fast and sort of giving it little rips sideways and up and down. I'm casting it right next to a big chunk of reef, so letting it sink down a little bit right next to it and then ripping it in. In conditions like this where there's not too much swell and there's not a lot of seaweed, these are, perfect sort of lures to use. Same as when you use soft plastics, but at least these ones aren't going to get bitten in half once they've been smashed by a Tailor. I like to walk out in the water a little bit so I can get an extra 5 meters in the cast. got to be in it to win it. Summer, it's not too cold at all. As usual, knock the camera right at the wrong time. There we go, nice hook up. I think I got the drag set up a little bit better on this one. The tailor you get during the summer are a little bit smaller than the winter, so you know they're going to average from sort of like 38 to 45 centimeters mostly. You get a few 50s here and there, so may as well have a bit more fun on the light gear. Switch back to the old girl, tried and trusted. I walked out on the reef here so I could get a little bit of a further cast. There wasn't too much swell or waves, so thought I'd give it a crack. Beautiful summer tailor. Always use the single hooks on the CID Sprat as well. That's my preference anyway. If you watch my videos, in my last video I used a random brand for the single hooks for this type of lure and I really wasn't happy with it, so I switched it back. I generally use the mustard inline or the BKK single hooks. So I put a 3.0 on this one. 2.0 is fine as well, but 3.0 is absolutely fine for even this size of lure. Tailor will smash it. You won't get your bycatch of herring and whatnot, but 3.0 is perfectly fine and it's harder for them to flick out. Another great hit on the Buckabou. It's pretty much gone fish to fish with the Sprat, so can't complain with that. Definitely going to add it to the rotation. Thanks for watching. For more Tailor videos, please subscribe. Feel free to ask any questions in the comment section.